Hi guys, it's March. This month, I am focusing on getting grounded back into my routines. I traveled a lot in February. I had a couple of really incredible trips to visit some of my best friends. My partner and I also had a super beautiful trip to Denver, which was a total delight. But after a bunch of travel, I'm usually craving routine. I'm craving stability and getting grounded back into my habits and just my daily flow. So that's what March is going to be about for me. So come plan March with me. We're gonna do a little February goal review. We'll do some goal setting for March, and we'll do like a chill monthly reset in Notion. So grab a drink, come get cozy, and let's plan. Okay. Okay, so let's start off with the February goal review. I'll put the goals up here so you can see them. I'm looking at my laptop. So I had 5 main goals for February. So first one is maintaining my content flow, and that was my number 1 goal for the month of February. If you take a little scroll through my YouTube channel, you'll see that February I did really struggle to post regularly, and it is just because I was traveling a lot in February, and it was just really harder than I expected to be able to keep up with consistently posting when I am like traveling about, seeing friends, just like out of my home base. I'm someone who really struggles to get things done when I am not at home. Like being at home is my really like generative space. Like this is where I can really kind of just like get into my flow. And when I'm anywhere else, I am just so much less effective at just like getting into that zone. So I wouldn't say that I maintained my content flow the best of all time, but I'm also okay with that. I don't feel bad about it. I did get up a couple of YouTube shorts, which I feel really happy about. And I did at least stay committed to the regimen, even though I didn't get out full-length YouTube videos. I at least was still keeping content at the forefront of my mind and just really trying to honor the schedule I had put together, even though I wasn't able to fully, accomplish everything that I had set out to do or publish in February. So I feel okay with this one, but I will say that something around the realm of stabilizing my content flow is still going to be a big goal of mine for March, because I do really want to get into this rhythm of posting these YouTube videos for you all in a consistent way and in a way that is sustainable for me and easy for me to stay on top of without feeling like I'm chasing my tail. So I'm going to be continuing to work on this in March, especially because I'm not going to be all over the place like I was in February. And so I think this is something that I'll be able to do a lot more work on this month. Next one was documenting my travels and being present with my friends. I think I did a really good job of this. I basically had an entry in my experience tracker for every single day of the month of February, which is amazing. I'm really proud of it. I took tons of photos. I wouldn't say I did like the best effort at taking videos. It's pretty hard. I talked about this during my February plan with me video, but it's really hard to like whip your phone out and kind of capture the moment as like a really cool moment is happening. I guess maybe some people are like used to doing that, but I at least I'm not, and I really want to get better at it, at being able to take my phone out, record a really cute moment, and then, put the phone away and continue enjoying the moment. But I found it really hard. It's like when I'm in those group situations, I feel like I'm just so focused on what's going on and like, whatever, just like being engaged with the people I'm with and talking to. So I found it pretty hard to like get my phone out, because when I'm filming, I'm in such a different headspace, especially when I'm filming like aesthetic shots of stuff that's happening. It's a really creative endeavor, honestly, and it just like slots my brain into a different place. So I do want to continue getting better at this, at like how do I continue to document my life experiences like in a seamless way that doesn't interrupt my ability to enjoy the moment, but I'm still able to get that documentation of the things that are happening to me. I want to continue exploring this. I don't think this necessarily needs to be a goal for March, but yeah, I would give myself a check mark for this. I think I succeeded in accomplishing this goal. Okay, the next one is start experience tracking. Kind of goes hand in hand with the document my travels. Like I said, I did a great job experience tracking. I feel like I really was filling out my experience tracker really thoroughly. If anyone wants to see, by the way, I have this experience tracker that I am loving. It basically allows me to track my daily experiences and do a weekly review, monthly review, quarterly review and annual review, and I love the system so far. So if anyone's interested in seeing that, I could make a video about that at some point as well. But I think I was very successful at starting up this tracking system, so this is definitely a check mark for me. Okay, and then these last two are related to this other business that I have. It's a document that I had to complete and a rebrand that I was trying to launch. Neither of these two things happened this month, and I don't even feel guilty about it even a little bit because I was just so slammed this month and there was just no way for me to get into this headspace to make these things happen. So don't feel bad about it, but these are two that I am gonna try to slot in as March goals too, because I do really wanna complete these two tasks and just get them off of my headspace and have them be really, really done. So these are gonna move with me to March for sure. So those are my February goals. The goals were pretty simple for the month of February because I was traveling a lot, like I said, and I just wanted to be a little bit realistic about what I could accomplish. And as you can see, even these very simple goals, it was pretty hard for me to get them all done. So that's my February goal review. Also, as part of my monthly reset, one thing that I'm trying to add on is to do a true month review. And I'll put the list of questions that I have for myself that I try to sit down and answer at the end of every month. I will say when I'm filming this, it is not actually the end of February yet. So I want to wait before I fill these out, but this is something that I will do basically right on the last day of February or the last weekend of February. I'm gonna go ahead and do these at that time. Just as an FYI, that's something that is typically part of my monthly reset. Okay, should we move on to March goal setting? For this, I am actually gonna do a little bit of a journaling session right now because I haven't actually thought about what my March goals are quite yet. I have a couple of ideas and things that are gonna be rolling over from February, but I do want to do a little bit of an actual reflection process. So I'm going to get into that right now. So for the March goal setting, what I'm going to do is I want to ask myself 4 key questions to help guide my reflection process and help me come up with a new list of goals for March. So the 4 questions are: number 1, what do I need more of right now? This is really just at the emotional level. The first thing that I want to do is just kind of check in with myself on a gut level. What am I feeling like I am really needing in this moment, these days, these weeks? What is it that I am really craving right now? That's gonna be basically my number 1 guidance for my goal setting. Number 2, what do I have going on in March? I'm gonna actually look through my Google Calendar, see what obligations, events, what are things that are happening in March that I just need to know about and that are gonna take up some of my headspace. Is there anything that I wanna do as part of my goals related to those March, happenings? What goals from February do I want to bring with me into March? So I kind of already did this during the February goal review, but basically just looking over my February goals. Are any of those coming with me to March? Do I want to continue focusing on any of those? And lastly, which 2024 goals can I focus on this month? I ask myself this every month. Usually, actually, I have done a little bit of pre-thinking about this. So when I set my 2024 goals, what I do is I actually take those big picture annual goals and I tend to assign them out to different months for me to focus on. I haven't quite done that this year because I've just been a little bit chasing my tail with my planning these days, and that's okay. I talk a little bit about this in my February plan with me, but basically I just haven't really gotten to sit down and really concretize my 2024 goals. I have a rough sketch of them, so I do know in general what I'm trying to focus on, but I haven't locked them in stone, and that's okay. But I am gonna just review those 2024 goals, that rough sketch, and just see which one of those goals I wanna focus on this month. I do kind of have a soft feeling that it's gonna be not that much. I just think that I have been so tuckered out from all this traveling that in March, I just really need to focus on getting grounded and stabilizing my workflow as opposed to thinking about big picture goals. But let's see, I'll sit down and do these reflection questions first, and then I will report back. Okay, you guys, I'm ready to share what I came up with for my March goals. So number 1 is move slowly. Slowness has always been a very important, not always, that's not true. In the recent years, slowness has been something that has become increasingly very important to me in my life. What I've realized is that I am far less stressed out and much more peaceful and at ease when I am able to do things slowly. So kind of the opposite of what I think a lot of productivity and planning content is about. It tends to be about how do I get more stuff done? How do I move faster, be more productive and stuff. What I've found is that I don't want to move faster. I hate moving fast. When I'm moving fast, I'm typically really stressed. I'm on autopilot. It's harder for me to be intentional. And I just feel really scattered whenever I'm trying to get a lot of stuff done in a short amount of time. Sure, I can do it and I'll get more stuff done, but the cost is just never worth it to me. So slowness is something that I've been really trying to prioritize in my life in general. And I think I've really, generally speaking, accomplished that of building a lifestyle in which slowness is at the center, with the idea being I'm able to do everything that I want to do slowly. And I've created enough time for myself to be able to do everything, but do it all really slowly. So that way I'm never stressed out when I'm doing it. When you're doing something slowly, it's hard to be stressed because you are just able to, kind of follow your whims a little bit, follow your energy, be flexible, be creative, be, easy and taking your time. It's just like a much more relaxing way to approach life. Anyways, how I built this kind of lifestyle is probably a conversation for another episode. There's so much that goes into that, and I will be the first to acknowledge it is a huge privilege to be able to have a slow life. But anyways, focusing on this goal for this month, I do feel like since the start of this year, I have been in such a hamster wheel of go, 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 because I am trying to launch this YouTube channel. I have another YouTube channel, another business that I also work on. And so I have just been really, really busy in all this travel, and I have been moving very fast in order to get done all of the things I'm trying to get done. And yeah, it's just not really my style. And so in March, I still want to get done all the things I want to get done, I guess, but I really want to prioritize moving slowly again. And I think the best way for me to do that this month is to just have fewer tasks per day. So what I'm going to do is each day I'm only going to assign myself maybe like 2 or 3 primary tasks for me to do at maximum to make sure that in any given day I have an abundance of time to get done the things that I want to get done and don't feel like I'm rushing, because that's really the feeling that I really want to avoid and the feeling that I feel like I've been having a lot of in the last 2 months. So I think this is going to be maybe my number 1 goal for March, is to move slowly, prioritize moving slowly, and have fewer tasks per day to enable me to do that. Next one is to stabilize my content flow. This is what I talked about from February. Moving it over into March, it is going to be about just getting a sustainable content flow going, one that is compatible with the slow lifestyle I'm trying to live and the slower pace of life I'm trying to embrace. Also something that is easy for me to maintain and consistent. So for me, when I think of myself at the end of March, feeling like I've stabilized my content flow, what that means is I have been able to consistently put out a video here on YouTube every single week, once a week, without feeling like I'm like hectically chasing my tail. And I know it's probably going to take to the end of the month for me to actually get that workflow down, because I'm going to just need to practice and figure out how do I do this in a way that feels good to me and doesn't feel so rushed and so hectic. But by the end of March, I would love to feel like I'm really stabilized in my content flow. I'm in a groove with it, and it no longer feels like it's full of such friction, which is kind of what it feels like right now. It does really feel like pretty hard for me to get these videos out consistently. And yeah, I want to just kind of fine tune this process so that way it can be filled with ease and slowness, as opposed to what it is right now, which is like, I gotta get it done. Okay, and then lastly, these are also 2 rollovers from February. These are those 2 that document and that rebrand related to my other business that I really want to accomplish this month. I couldn't do it in February, and I really want to do it in March and really kind of knock this out. Those are my only goals that I came up with for my reflection. There were other things that kind of popped up, other things that I know I will be doing in the month of March, just based on like activities and events that I have going on. So there is other stuff that will happen, but in terms of where I'm going to focus my energy and, my, like when I'm in that groove and things, when I'm trying to figure out what do I want to focus on every single week, these are the 4 things that I really want to keep top of mind for myself. So going to keep it nice and tight, keep it concise, keep it simple. These are my March goals, just these 4. By the way, let me know what your March goals are. What are you all trying to accomplish this month? I want to hear, I want to cheer you on, so leave them down below in the comments. And that takes us into the monthly reset on Notion, my favorite part of these videos these days. Notion is where I do all of my planning, my daily task lists. It all lives in Notion. Typically what I do is I have a monthly dashboard for every single month. I create a new one every month, and the dashboard is really specific to what my goals are for that month in terms of what kind of information I include in the dashboard, and in terms of, you know, the imagery, the colors, everything. I try to really tailor it to what I am kind of focusing on that month and what my energy is that month. And the other thing that lives on my monthly dashboards is my daily, weekly to-do list. So basically each week I set up my to-dos for each day of that week, and that kind of weekly view of my task list lives on my monthly dashboards. So basically that monthly dashboard, I am looking at it every single day of that month. So it is really important to me to have it feel like a good vibe, because I am going to spend a lot of time on that page. So let's go to Notion. I'll show you what it looks like, and let's start this monthly reset. Okay, so here's my February monthly dashboard. This is what it looked like. As you can see, it's been updated. I've been using it. Prep March goals, film this. I'm getting some stuff done. I've been using it religiously all month and have filled out quite a lot. Not so much in the habit area, but I have really filled out a lot of the stuff in this monthly dashboard. I feel really good about it. So now I've opened up a new template. This is my own kind of like monthly dashboard template. I usually will just customize it based on what I want to have that month. So I'm just gonna kind of get into it. So here in this section, I'm just gonna paste in the goals that I set earlier. I kind of feel like the color theme for March should be green. I mean, doesn't that, you know, St. Patrick's Day, whatever. Kind of feel like that's what we're gonna go for, but let's go to Pinterest first and find some images to use for this March board. So Pinterest is where I go to find really beautiful images to use in my Notion dashboard. So usually what I do is I'll just come to Pinterest. I have a board saved of really vibey images, and I'll come here and just look for images that feel relevant to what I'm doing that month. So this month is all about stability and kind of about getting back into routines, getting grounded. So I'm gonna look for some images that feel like they really embody that. I also kind of want imagery that makes me feel slow and at ease, because that's a big goal of mine. So images that evoke that feeling of slowness. I kind of love this butterfly look. It's kind of nice. Maybe if I was going through a more transformative phase, which I kind of am I? I don't know. I'm gonna open that image on a new tab. What I'm basically doing is I'm just opening images that I like in new tabs. So that way then I can look through them all and decide which ones I'm actually gonna use on the March dashboard. Gosh, some of these images are just so freaking beautiful. Okay, let's look through the options that I've pulled so far and see what really resonates. Okay, so I love this, just kind of like homey vibes. That feels like a good energy for what I'm going for in March. I guess this is a little bit more like getting around. Maybe this is not really it. Definitely love this. Not that I think I'm gonna be taking a lot of baths, but it's really pretty. I kind of feel like the orange is off. I'm not gonna be that peaceful. I mean, I wanna be somewhat peaceful, but this is pretty peaceful. So maybe not this one. This I love, but same thing. I wanna be grounded in my routines, but I don't think that energetically I'm gonna be as calm as this cat. This I still really like. Am I in a transformative state? Maybe. This I really love. Okay, this one I'm definitely keeping. Love this. Feels very routinized, but not green enough? I don't know. Also love this, but where I am, it's not quite springy enough. This looks so lush. I wonder if this is like kind of not seasonally appropriate just yet. Maybe one more that has that like kind of coffee, like just like in my groove. Reading. I don't know if I'll be reading a lot this month. The reason I'm being so picky about these images is it's kind of like a vision board in a way. I'm kind of trying to use the images that are going on this monthly dashboard to kind of manifest what I'm going for. So I don't want to put stuff like this on that aren't like exactly accurate to what I'm focusing on, because you know what I mean? Like I just want it to be very aligned with my actual goals and intentions for the month. So that's why I'm being so like funnily picky. It's like vision boarding. You know, you don't want to just throw anything on your vision board, right? Now this, really feels like what I'm trying to do, which is like get into a flow of my content creation in a way that feels really inviting and makes it feel like it's so easy to just fall into that flow. This really feels like it's Okay, we have a bunch of options, to be honest. Let me just start pulling them into the monthly dashboard and let's see where we land. I'm just gonna literally right click, hit copy image, and then head over here to my March dashboard and just start pasting the images in. Control V, Command V, where I think they might go. I'm getting shivers because it feels so accurate to what I want. I kind of think this needs to be the hero image. Let me kind of pull it up. Like I feel like calm just looking at it, you know? Okay, I think this is a pretty good selection. This image isn't feeling right, interestingly. Here's where I landed. What I did was I added this little simple image, same thing, like at home in my routines kind of image for the top, and I moved this image, which I think is my favorite one, to the bottom. Since I'll actually spend most of my time here on the weekly view of the dashboard, I think this is really where I want to have that hero image that I'm like the most resonant with. So let's go ahead and do the colors. So this calendar is on Widgetbox. It's just like a free site that lets you create these little free widgets. So I usually just customize the colors every time for, you know, the theme of that month's dashboard. And then let's pick an icon. I kind of feel like a leaf or a plant, like the plant theme is kind of connecting with me for this month. I mean, I could do the literal clover, but it feels a little too literal. What about this like potted house plant? Because it's like I'm at home. Ooh, I like that. So this down here, by the way, this is my habit tracker. I use it to just do a quick track of my main habit. So this represents days, 5 days of the week, and this represents just weeks, so 4 weeks in the month of March. Honestly, I don't have habits right now that I'm really closely tracking other than tracking my days and my experiences. And I think, you know, it's good for me to track just making sure I'm on top of my chores and being, you know, just a good participant in my household. So I like to keep track of that. I might even just do like slowness, maybe just like how slow am I being each week. Is tracking slowness kind of like antithetical to the idea of being slow? Maybe. I'm not sure what I want to make this yet. I'll think about it, but I might change this to something else for the month. Basically what I'll do is as I complete it, I will change it out to the filled in heart like so. Now for this sections here. So typically what I do is I can add in any sections I want actually just by duplicating this, and I can change this out. So for example, if I want like manifestations of the week or of the month, gratitudes of the month, whatever it is that I'm trying to focus on that month, I can change the section out. But I think for now I'm gonna starting to get a little dark. I had to turn on a little lamp. Sorry if the lighting is starting to change a bit. One thing that might be nice to put in here is just actually reminders, because I feel like I need some of those right now. I'm gonna keep this for now, just to remind myself, because I'm often kicking myself for not getting enough done in a given month or in a given week. And so maybe this is gonna help me just to remember that I don't need to be getting more done. I can get less done. And actually that's the point. I wanna be getting less done. So I'll keep that in there for now. I kind of feel like that feels pretty good. I think I'm gonna just move this over here. So basically what this is right here, this is a little planning space for me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take all of the goals that I have. There's no week 5 in March. I'm gonna take all of the goals that I have for March and assign them to a specific week. So that way at the start of each week, I'll reference this so I remember what I'm supposed to be working on in that week. The other thing that I'm gonna add in here is my events, but I'm gonna do that off camera. Stabilizing my content flow, I'm gonna be doing that throughout the month. Moving slowly is throughout the month. Maybe I'll schedule myself a week 3 check-in to reduce number of tasks per day, just to remind myself to do that, because I'm trying to have fewer tasks per day. And then the agreement, let's see. So I have this little month at a view glance here. So I'm just trying to remember the things that I'm doing each of these weeks. So week 1, I just want to focus on content flow. That's kind of just all I want to focus on that week. This week, let's see, maybe this is a good time to work on the rebrand, push rebrand forward. I think that's a good idea. Actually, I can probably push the rebrand forward a little bit in week 1, and then week 2, maybe we can like complete rebrand assets, and then week 4 is launch the rebrand. Okay, that sounds pretty good. Then lastly, we have this agreement that I need to do. I think I'll just add that into my week 3 to finish the agreement. Okay, yeah, so you see what it's really just about being a little planning space, just to kind of prompt me to think through the goals and kind of when I can realistically get them done. And that, even just like that little exercise that I just did in front of you, was very helpful for me. So now at the start of each of these weeks, I'll reference this little guide of when I've set aside time to do each thing. So I remember at the start of that week, this is what I said I was gonna focus on from my monthly goals. I'll go through later and I'll fill in all of my to-dos for the first week of March, but that's what this is gonna be. Oh, my focus for the first week of March is stabilizing my content flow. Get into the flow is what I'm gonna write. Maybe I'll do like some leaves. Go leaves. Yeah, that is gonna be my focus for that week. Okay, cool. Guys, I think that's it. I think that's my March reset, my March monthly dashboard. I quite like how this turned out. It's very relaxed, very chill, really embodies the energy of what I'm trying to go for. I love it. Okay, there we have it. Okay, I was pretty stressed out when I began this video. You might have even been able to tell based on kind of my energy. I was pretty stressed out because I was like, I'm like not even ready to start planning March, because I still have about a week of February at the time that I'm filming this. It's not March yet, and I'm still trying to complete all my February things. So I was like, oh my God, I can't even start thinking about March. But now that I've done this, I feel really good. And I guess that's just the beauty of planning, right? You just kind of just like are able to get your head wrapped around the things that you need, things that you want, and like you just like really get grounded in your goals and your desires and your, you know, intentions. And that just is inherently calming, honestly. So I feel really grounded after doing this, and I'm really happy that I forced myself to do this. I did it for you guys, but I'm really happy too, because the process actually did get me into a calmer state. I was kind of faking it earlier. Sorry. I was just like, just have to keep calm so I can film this video. But you know, honestly, I'm really happy. So thank you guys for kind of prompting me to do this. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know down below what your goals are for the month of March. If you are looking for a little bit of motivation or, I don't know, encouragement, like just drop your goal in the comments. I want to cheer you on. Like, this was so helpful to me. So let me know how I can help out you, because you know, we're all in this together. Whew, okay, it is getting dark. I want to go have dinner. So thank you all for watching to this point of the video, and make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. I'm gonna basically try to do one of these plan with me videos, you know, monthly, and if not a plan with me, then some kind of Notion or planning or intentional life design type of video. And so subscribe so we can keep hanging out, finding each other, and just trying to, you know, enjoy this sweet, sweet life. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.